Today on Conversations That Convert, we'll be talking about home builder and remodeler website layouts that attract high quality leads. Can't wait to get started for this one.
Welcome to Conversations That Convert. Every week, we'll spend about 10 to 15 minutes tackling relevant lead generation, marketing, and sales topics for remodelers, home improvement companies, and home builders. Conversations That Convert is brought to you by Builder Lead Converter, your perfect sales assistant. And now, here's Rick and Diana.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Conversations That Convert. Hello, Diana. How are you today?
Hi, hello, Rick. I'm very good. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Well, love to see you again. What's our topic today?
Today, high quality leads, and of course, how to attract them from the website layout.
And this is all part of our new series called Digital Lead Generation Secrets. And Diana, it's all based on this. This is the annual report from the Association of Professional Builders. And this details, I think it's 16 different areas where 1,000 home builders between United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand were, they were questions, answered a survey, and provided their feedback. And so the number one marketing challenge for builders, regardless of what country they're in, was, do you remember what it was?
No.
I'm going to continue to question you outside of our podcast here. Number one marketing challenge was generating high quality leads. We've come off obviously a peak time between 2020 and 2022, where we would have an overabundance of business and overabundance of leads. Now we're getting back to normal. Interest rates have gone up, demand has gone down. And so now it is more difficult again to generate that high quality lead. So in our series, Digital Lead Generation Secrets, we will break down what are the secrets to attracting, capturing, and converting high quality leads so you as a builder can pick and choose your clients and jobs. And that's what it's all about, making sure you take the right job and not the wrong job, and the right client and not the wrong client, and the right price point, not the wrong price point, and the right place or the right location. So you're not driving all over and spending too much time behind the windshield. So let's go back. This is our second part of this series. We started last week, as we will start again this week, understanding that every single lead has 3 questions, whether they're building a custom home or they're remodeling their home. All right, now, Diana, we practice this one again. Okay, so what are those 3 questions that every lead has?
Let's see if now I know how to answer. So it's price, product, and place.
Absolutely. So price, how much will it cost? Product is, what will it look like? So what will my remodel space look like? What will my new home look like? And then places, do you build in the area that I want to build, or will you come to my home? Do you service my neighborhood or my community to remodel my home? That's the 3 main questions. And it's typically design is number one, because people don't start to question price until they get an understanding of what they want. So everyone's looking for design ideas first. Then once they find those design ideas, they narrow in on something they want, and then they ask, okay, how much will it cost? And then the last question is, will you build it here? Where can I find that lot or land? Or will you come to my area? That sort of thing. So we are going to look at website layout must-haves. So I'm going to show you some examples here shortly. But I thought it'd be best, Diana, just to look at, if I'm looking at my website right now with a critical eye, what are those must-have things in order to attract a high-quality lead, whether you're a home builder or a remodeler? So I came up with a list of 4. They are really what it gets down to is we want to make sure there's a good user experience for the person on the website or for the lead. So number one, I have to have one click to get to the information I'm looking for. So if you can't have too much information on your website. can have too much of the wrong information on your website. I usually see builders really get bogged down into process and awards and with the technical side. Leads they're not interested in that. And that can actually hinder you from attracting a high quality lead. If there's too much technical things on your website, they will bounce. And a bounce is simply where they come and leave from the same page and you've lost them as a future sale. So number 2, high resolution professional photos. High resolution professional photos. I understand, not everyone has professional photos taken of their projects. It really is it's an investment that you will get back tenfold. You must be in high quality, high resolution photos. And what does that mean? It means the photos can't be blurry on large screens. Right now, a lot of people are using 24, 30-inch monitors. They're using almost TVs. So the photos, these large photos, need to look good on all sides of screens. You need to have proper lighting and angles. And if you have videos, those are a bonus. Videos are great too. They're used more for the lead capturing process, and we'll explain more as we get further into this series. But high resolution photos are utmost importance. Now we have to have a mobile optimized layout. So most websites today are built for desktops, and then they are properly optimized for a mobile screen. Now, why is that? Your leads looking at your website, it's probably a 50-50 breakdown between 50% are looking from a desktop, 50% are looking from a mobile device like your phone or a tablet. Then we have to be optimized for fast loading. So the user experience, the search rankings, that is all going to be based on fast loading. If it takes, website sits and spins, takes too long to load photos, that sort of thing, you lose your lead. Google will also penalize you from a search engine standpoint if your page speed is too slow. So they will move you lower in the page rankings. So those are the 4 items which are really must have. So 1 click to get the most important information, high resolution professional photos, a mobile optimized layout, and then optimized for fast loading. So now that we've got those out of the way, let's take a closer look at the home builder content layout. Again, what is, if you are a home builder, how should your website be laid out? So Diana, before we jump into that, any thoughts from you on going through these items?
No, I'm taking notes so that I'll be prepared to answer. So 1 click away, photos, mobile optimizations, and fast loading.
You are so right. So let's start with home building. And let's take a look at an example here of a website. So you can see here, obviously, having a high quality, high resolution, professional photo, proper lighting, proper angles. And you can see this website is utilizing full screen imagery, so I'm going full size. It really makes a huge impression, especially for those higher end homes. Even if you're not building higher end homes, it just makes a big impression. It's an emotional attachment. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, is what percentage of the sales already completed before the lead ever talks to you. So in this case, we're going to look at some of the key things that a home building lead is looking for. So we talked about number 1, what are those must-haves? So 1 click to get to the most important information. So in this case, this builder builds lakeshore homes. They have custom homes, and then they have innovative homes, which is their semi-custom series. So if I'm a lakeshore buyer, I got 1 click. Custom home buyer, 1 click, versus if I want a semi-custom home, I have 1 click to go. We're going to open up the menu here. Now you'll see these same 3 things on the top of the menu because we know those are the most visited pages. Now we need to get into, okay, what else does my lead want to see? Remember, the first question was, I want to see, what can my home look like? So as an example here, I can go in and I can look at our innovative series, and here's where I will find floor plans. So I have all my different floor plans here, and you'll see kind of what we would suggest when it comes to a floor plan is, again, getting the square footage on there, total finished feet, basement finished footage. These are all call to actions. We'll talk about those in the lead capture. Then I want to make sure I have a photo gallery. If I built the home before, that's ideal. And obviously the floor plans themselves. I like colorized floor plans. It's easier for leads to understand. And this is simply colorized between storage areas versus sleeping areas versus living areas versus recreation areas. You know, it's as simple as that. If I go into the custom side of things, custom homes don't have floor plans, but I've still broken them down. I'm going to put a design statement on here, you know, kind of details. What was this? So 6,400 square foot home. We have a call to action here for updated pricing, but same thing. I've had a professional photographer go in and take photos of this home. So now my leads can go through there. So this is really what we're looking for, is for inspiration. We're looking for that emotional connection for that lead to say, ah, I like this. Because once you get an emotional hook, the next step is you start the relationship. So floor plans, two different ideas there between custom and semi-custom, where you're showing an actual floor plan versus where you're just showing a completed home and a photo gallery to go with that. Now, the third item would be locations. So again, I go one click to my locations page. This particular builder is building in neighborhoods. So they actually have locations here by community, different neighborhoods, and then they break it down here some more. There's also a map that clearly shows the different locations that they are building, where they are in relation to the larger metropolitan area. So now a lead can clearly see, yes, this is the location I want to be in. This builder does build in this location. And now I can actually go and try to find land or a lot here. Now, if you're a custom builder and you don't build in specific neighborhoods, this is an example here. We'll look at locations page. This is where you would just simply itemize the different locations by city, and then put a map here that you build. So this client here is, you know, building around Salt Lake City, Utah. They obviously don't have lots in all these locations, but they do get into teardowns and shows people again where we do and do not build. All right, so that's pretty much the must-have content as it relates to custom builders. The next thing we want to take a look at would be remodeling. So I'm going to go back here to remodeling and say, okay, what's the most important content or layout to have to attract a high quality remodeling lead? So this builder obviously does both remodeling and custom homes. I always like to separate that on your website. If you do both, make sure it's clearly, this is the remodeling side, it's clear this is the custom home side. There it will look for different things based on what type of lead they are. What I really wanted to point out to you here is that from a remodeling standpoint, your project pages are most important. These are like your custom home examples or your floor plan pages. This is where people are going to start their journey. Now, when it comes to this, open up a project page. I'll start with kitchens. Using case studies, you can get as expansive in a case study or as simple as simply putting in the name of the client you built here. So this is what this client has done is they just put the client name. This is obviously a kitchen case study. And then they did another one down here, the Lunds, the Callister. The idea what we ideally want to show is we want to show a really different types of motifs, architectural styles. So if you're looking for something, you know, like this is I don't know what motif you would call this, but a white on black or a white on dark, there's some grays and things in here. Okay, if you have somebody that's interested in this, great, you've shown that example. So if they want a little bit more of a traditional, looks like this is a little bit more of a traditional layout here. So you want to show just a real good mix there for your case studies or on your project pages. Now you also for remodeling need to have a service area. We've already been through that here. I'll just go to it one more time. Again, show those locations, those cities that you work from. Again, because people will look for remodelers and want to ask the question, will you remodel in my neighborhood? So anybody that falls into these communities, they automatically know this is the builder that will build here, remodel or custom homes. And now I can take the next step, which would be opting in, creating that permission-based relationship with the lead. One other example I wanted to show, I think over here is We have a project photo section here. And you can see this one. So they have it broken up here by the different types of projects. And these are what we call anchor links. So it's links on the same page. Just go take you to different parts of the page. And then they actually used it by community. So again, these are all lower levels. I like doing a little design statement. Those do get read. It doesn't have to be more than 2 or 3 sentences, but it's very important. They do get read. And then, of course, where people are going to spend the majority of the time is just going through here and looking at the pictures and dreaming about how their basement or their kitchen could look just like what one of your clients turned out on your website. Diana, thoughts? What do you think? What do you think of those examples?
So I now see the importance of just keeping short and clear information on the website, and very specific with locations and things that the client is looking, not what I'm interested in as a provider. So because we can get very technical when we share on the website, because we know and we see so many perspectives, but just focus on what the client wants and needs when they're looking. I think that's very important to keep in mind, and that's the key.
Really good point. The layouts position the information they're after, like I said, so you can access it in one click. And going back and reiterating, too many builders get caught up with the technical side of the business. So they want to get into the process. They want to get into, the sticks and bricks part of the things. And just understand, your buyers don't care about that yet, or your leads don't care about that. They're looking to be emotionally attached to you before they're willing to take the next step. So you don't create that emotional attachment through technical or logical information. This is hard for me to understand at first, because I'm very, logically step by step, step 1, step 2, step 3. And when you build or remodel a home, you have to follow a certain process, obviously, in order to get the completed product. So builders like to put that same process on their website. It will do more to detract leads than will ever do to help you. So the key thing is again, just stick with the 3 questions. Again, what will my project look like? How much will it cost? And where can I build it? One of the things actually that I didn't show that I probably should is from a cost standpoint is available homes content. And available homes content allows you to take and do different price points, of showing homes that you can build. So in this case, these homes are 1.7 to about $2.1 million. They don't even have to be homes actually speculative homes you built for sale. It could simply be, this is an example of different price points that we can hit. But you want to show your full breadth of offering for different homes that you can build. So an available homes page, even if you're a custom builder, even if you don't build spec homes, very, very important, because that's one of the main ways that a lead will identify is, can I build my home within a price point that's realistic that you can provide for me? So if they find a plan they like, or they see images they like, they see a price point that matches what they're looking for, that is reassuring that they found the right builder, and then they will move to the next step, which once we attracted them, the next thing we have to do is capture them. So it's all part of the process. All of it is very, very important to make sure that you're generating that, attracting that high quality lead, and ultimately converting them into a sale. So what percentage of the buyer's journey is complete before engaging a builder? Last question, Diana.
I can say 80-20, but I go with 70-90. Yes.
Yeah, 70-90, exactly. 70 to 90% of their journey is complete before they engage a builder. And by engagement, I mean before they call you, before they visit your model home, before they email you, before they have any sort of direct interaction with you. So that's why the content that you have on your website and the way you put that content on your website is so, so important. If you don't have the right content, or you don't have the right website structure where they can't find it, you lost. They're gone on to the next builder, and you will never have an opportunity to sell that client. So thank you so much for joining us here today. And if you would like to find out how we can help you attract, capture, and convert high quality leads so you can pick and choose your clients and jobs, go ahead and just click that link below, schedule a strategy session with me. I'd be happy to learn more about your business and see if we might be able to help you. And for my brothers and sisters in Christ, may the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all always. We will see you next time on Conversations That Convert. Bye-bye.